Hi, one of the features of using TrackMan is the ability to produce a video using something they call a screencast. Here I'm going to show you some work that I did with Colin Roope about 2 weeks ago on the practice ground when it was extremely windy. Just to compare a couple of shots, and hopefully this will help you when you're playing in the wind. It's going to show you the difference between playing a full shot and a shot that's pretty high, and actually trying to play a little bit more of a knockdown shot which you can control, which you're controlling the height. As you can see from the video here, the shot here is one that he was just trying to knock down just to control the height. This one here is a normal shot that he's trying to play. He's playing quite high, not really thinking too much about the wind, just playing a full out golf shot. Now, as you can see in real conditions, the shot that he sort of played, the full shot, the high shot, finished a lot shorter than the shot that he played the knockdown. Now here are the numbers. The knockdown shot, his carry was 109 yards, the height was 62 feet, and the amount of spin was 7,000 RPM. His club head speed was 78.4, which will be significant in a minute when I compare these shots with the one that he hit a lot shorter. And as you can see from the bottom number there, 79.7, he certainly swung that club a little bit harder, albeit only sort of 1 mile an hour, but it was certainly harder. You can see that the carry on this particular shot is 97.8, which is obviously significantly shorter than the 109, but as you can see there's a vast difference in height of the shot and a vast difference in the amount of spin produced. Now, the thing I like about TrackMan is that it does use real conditions. So if you're playing in a windy conditions, you will get exactly what it says on the tin. You're going to be playing a shot. If you're trying to hit the ball, say 110 yards, and you're into wind, you've got to do that. You've got to allow for the wind. However, there is a button called Normalise, which will enable us to work out exactly where the golf ball would have gone in still conditions, on a level ground, and about 20 degrees. So now, if we look at the shot that Colin sort of went after, what's fascinating is that if you normalise it, suddenly the carry shoots up to 123 yards from 97. So the quality of the shot with his wedge, with that particular shot, under normal circumstances would have gone 123 yards. You can also see that the height would have been less than it was in the windy conditions. Obviously he's going to get a lot of lift, and a lot of that's really down to the amount of spin that he's putting on it, and that's got a great deal to do with it. So the difference between hitting the shot into wind and playing that shot if there was no wind is some 24-25 yards. So there's a massive difference. And of course, when you're playing into wind, the wind can be quite gusty. So the wind might die. So if the wind dies, obviously he's going to be somewhere in the 120 yard area. But if the wind is obviously as strong as it was at that particular time, he's obviously going to lose 25 yards. So it's a massive difference. Now, when he played the shot which had less height on it, club head speed was a little bit less, he just tried to play a little knockdown type shot. His carry was 109 yards. Now, again, if I press Normalise, yeah, sure, because it's against the wind, he did lose some yardage. So under normal circumstances, that particular shot would have gone 119 yards. But the difference is only 10 yards, which is a lot better than 25 yards. The height, as you can see, is 55. So again, the wind did not have as much effect, and because he produced a lower shot, he had less spin on the golf ball. So again, that had an enormous effect on giving him the opportunity to control his shot. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're playing golf into wind, you've always heard the saying is, swing it easier, try and hit the ball a little bit lower, hit it better into wind. Well, that is true, and I think we've proved that here. Because if you're playing into wind and you really try to rip it and really try and play a full hard shot, often you're just going to increase the spin. It's quite a good idea, one way to control the height of the shot. You don't have to hit a pitching wedge. You don't even have to hit a 9-iron. The option could be, hit an 8-iron, hit a 7-iron even. But if you can control the height and control the spin, then you're certainly going to be less affected by the wind. I hope you enjoyed this little explanation, and I hope it sort of shows you how important it is to have some sort of idea how far you hit the golf ball. Now, in windy conditions, this was obviously quite extreme, and Colin is a very skilled player, but at least you should know how far you hit the golf ball with each club under normal circumstances when it's maybe not so windy.